Hey everyone, what's going on? As I mentioned in my previous video, I'm currently here in San Francisco, and well, it actually rained today, so a lot of things I wanted to do got cancelled. So what I ended up doing was went up on Meetup, and I saw that there was this meetup going on down in it's basically called Market Street, which is like the main essentially it is what it says. Like it's like a shopping district street. It's called Market Street because there's a lot of markets and shops and all that kind of stuff. But also down there was a place that I went to that was showing indie games using VR technology and other types of technology, such as um, mobile gaming, all that kind of stuff, but a lot of it was using AWS. Now, when I came out of that meetup, I came out really thinking that VR, as we know at the moment, is a relatively new piece of technology to most people, right? But what I really saw was how much growth there's going to be in that industry going forward. And I think it's a market I want to try and get into. Obviously, I can't draw, so I've got to try and find somebody who can deliver the artwork for me. Uh, Basically, that's where I think the future of gaming is going to go. Obviously, I think most of us already know that. But when I watched it today and I saw the ideas that these developers already had, and the fact that I'm in the middle of San Francisco, which happens to be one of the biggest cities in the world for game development and just development in general, I saw how excited people were for this VR technology that's currently out. And I could just see it growing more and more and more over the next 5 to 10 years. And to be honest with you, things like web development, that's going to get simplified over time. There are going to be people who build suites to make website creation easier. We already have content management systems in place. There's websites that also do CMS work. Obviously, they're not super well refined yet, but somebody's going to get it right eventually, which means that web development itself is going to be pretty much off the table, I think. The only thing that I will say about web development that may last a while is things like building APIs and backend systems for these websites. But in terms of actually publishing content, well, CMS is eventually going to have something out there that pretty much, makes it easy for anyone to do it. It hasn't happened yet. There's a lot of stuff that, you know, CMSs haven't been able to cover yet, but they're getting very, very close. And I think eventually there's going to be a CMS product out there that's cheap enough for anyone to purchase, any company to purchase, or even an individual to purchase. And I think a lot of that stuff will be monetized online. So you go to a website, you'll say, I want to have this kind of a website, and then somebody will go, sure. And for that type of website, it will be this much money, right? And they'll maintain all your infrastructure, all that kind of stuff, using cloud technology and so on and so forth, right? So it's going to make web development harder for us web developers at the moment. But with VR technology, I can see that being the future for at least the next 10 years, where they're going to be asking for VR developers all over the place. So I'm going to be spending a lot more time in VR development. Obviously, I still have Angular course that I want to finish doing before I get stuck into that. IoT is obviously another area which I'm going to be focusing on as well going forward. Um, yeah, I just don't want to spend so much time in web development anymore. I'm starting to smell that it's not going to be an industry that you want to stay in because it'll become a little bit out of date. And as the cheaper the CMSs get, marketing and business people are going to remove developers and replace them with software. Same as a shopping mall is starting to replace their people that do basically do the shopping stuff, do the scanning of the products and stuff with machines. It's going to be very similar with web development. You're going to eventually have software that replaces web developers. Anyway, that's what I think about that. VR, very cool idea. Cloud development, obviously a big boom right now, as we already know. And just basic, game development itself is always going to be out there, and something I want to get myself into now before I get basically left behind. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. You can agree or disagree with my theory here, but I've decided that after today, I'm going to teach as much as I can in technologies that I know and know very well. But I'm also going to be focusing now in areas that I don't know so well, but I see has growth and potential going forward. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.